Only last week, I murdered a rock, injured a stone, hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean, I make medicine sick.
How you doing, everyone? My name is Ryan and this is Ade, and welcome back to another edition of BoxTalk. Today, we're looking at the heavyweight division. So many heavyweight fights coming up in the next 6 to 8 weeks. We've got to find out what's going on in the division. Vitali's gone, fights are up and coming. What's next for the division, Ade?
Firstly, shout out to Federal Tracks. It's Federal Tracks who called Deontay Wilder stopping Malik Scott first round KO.
Never saw that coming.
Upset, not happy. Talk about it in a second. Not happy with Malik Scott at all. Malik, I'm gonna Twitter you, and you're gonna get a lot of Twitter bloody hate from me because I think you're a fraud. I've had enough of you.
Okay, let's look at the division. Next week we got Solis versus Tony Thompson. So, Tony Thompson is the gatekeeper, you might as well say.
Yeah, I'll say that.
Only person that's beating him was Vladimir Klitschko until Hewlett beat him a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
He's up and coming. Solis had the injury with Vladimir Klitschko, had a slow burn, but now he's coming back. He's still a top 10 ranked heavyweight. Where does he stand? What's his direction?
You know what? It's weird because of all the Malik Scott, Deontay Wilder, there's a possible Chisora Fury fight in the summer. This though is a matchup that I find very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Solis is one of those people, like Olympian,
Yeah.
Cuban,
yeah.
You know, just to be a heavyweight Cuban boxer, you're already should be top 10 pound per pound heavyweight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To get through there, you know what I mean? It's not a joke. And then I had so much hype about this guy going into the fight with Vitali.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh my god, this could be the one. This I'm not joking. I actually thought he could be. And then when you watch it back, it's still kind of controversial and weird. The ending. So I don't know where he is.
You see, that's the thing about it with Solis. Like when you look at the Klitschko, when you look at the best boxers in the world, they always have that amateur background, and the Klitschko's got that amateur background, and they never thought no one to actually match that background. Solis had the amateur background.
World champion.
The Cuban. I'm trying to say he's coming from a great line of Cubans, so you thought he had the technical skills to do it, and I think that's what makes this fight interesting because Tony Thompson is a technician. Yeah. He's not a puncher. He's not a guy who's going to go out and slug. He's a boxer. He doesn't have the best body. He doesn't have the best power punch or anything, but he knows how to box. Solid tactician, moves well, and got that.
You see, the thing with Solis is that I'm not sure how serious he is. It's going to sound stupid. I've seen him come in, like, even for the Klitschko. Yeah, he didn't look in shape at all. I don't know if people remember. On YouTube, you can type it in. Solis versus David Haye for the World Championships. Yeah. And it was a good fight. And they both looked in tremendous shape. You know David Haye comes in shape all the time. But Solis also looks in tremendous shape. As he's gone into the pro ranks, and I just don't know how serious he takes it. But you watch him spar, he's now training with Miguel Cotto's ex-trainer, Pedro Diaz. You watch him spar, it looks amazing. Good sparring sessions. You hope that Pedro Diaz can, like he did with Cotto, revitalise him and hopefully cause him problems.
That's the thing about it. We're talking about the amateur David Haye. That was at 201 pounds. Solis I've seen him close to 270 in the ring. And he's barely 6'1".
I mean, I think he was shorter than David Haye.
That is not very good in any terms. That's heart issues.
Yeah. No, it's a risky fight for Solis. Look, Tony Thompson, we saw what he done to David Price when he came over here twice. You know, David Price is starting to rebuild slowly but surely. I think for Solis it's a risky fight, but it's almost a fight he needs to take. Tony Thompson, to me, is even more than a gatekeeper because I think he causes a lot of the guys out there problems. Which is why not a lot of guys are going to try and match up with Tony Thompson. He's got a good height, he's got very good reach. He can get up. David Price put him down. Everyone says David Price is a banger. He pretty much got up and then won that fight from getting up off the canvas. So it's a risky fight, but for me, it's the fight Solis needs to have to take that next step. I think Solis, to me, should be in and around the likes of Deontay Wilder and them kind of guys. And I think if he wins this fight, he's definitely in the mix again.
Yeah, if he wins this fight, I would like to see him fight the winner of the fight that's going to come up a few weeks after that against Amir Mansour versus Steve Cunningham. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a very interesting fight. Even though both guys, as you say, are older in the heavyweight division, where Cunningham is in his late 30s, Mansour, kind of the unknown guy from prison that's been a pro for like 10 or 15 years, but only had a few fights because he's always in prison. But it's funny with Mansour, looking at it, it's hard to find good footage on him because you only have 1 or 2 nationally televised fights. Everything you see is those handheld from someone filming him. He's got this reputation of being a big puncher, tremendous condition, and people on Fight Hype are really, really high on him. They're saying that he's really, really good. However, though, it's down to substance. When he fought, I think it was Kelvin Price in his last fight, that went 7 or 8 rounds, and I wasn't too impressed with all the stories I've heard.
But the thing for me is that look, if you wanted a picture of what an athlete should look like, go and get a picture of Steve Cunningham, and that's an athlete right there. The problem for me with Cunningham is that he's not a heavyweight, number one. He's just about a cruiserweight for me, number two. He's a really big, muscular, light heavyweight. So he loses all the advantage he had at cruiserweight, you know, that kind of speed and power. Yeah. Look, we saw what he done with Tyson Fury. He cracked Tyson Fury, Tyson Fury went down. Yeah. But then, you know, when a big man leans on you and stays on you, you get tired. But look, Cunningham's still good. But the problem for me is that
he's too small.
He's too small. He's just too small.
Yeah. See, the good thing about it is, even though he's fighting a natural heavyweight in Mansour, Mansour's not a very tall guy either. He's more very thick and very, very heavy set. And the good point about the Tyson Fury with the knockdown, like if anyone over 20 pounds hits you, you're gonna go down. And even though he knocked Fury down, Fury kind of arched for it. Yeah. So I wouldn't say Cunningham's a puncher or has any really pop at the weight. Put your hands out and say, hit me.
Any boxer, you're
gonna take it. You're gonna go down. But I think it's an interesting fight. It will prove if Mansour is what he says he is. Because if you could, Cunningham could box. Yeah. He could really box. And I'm trying to say, underway one brother Nazim, same cap as Bernard Hopkins. They know how to box. They have that tactician mind. But he just doesn't have the physical strength or manpower in a sense to stop the heavyweights. But if Mansour can't take him out relatively by the middle rounds, I think it'd be difficult for him.
See, the thing for me is that I think for both of them, they're just on the fringes. I know you just mentioned you like to see the winner of Alderman Solis, Tony Thompson fight them. I feel like Tony Thompson and Solis are just above Cunningham and Mansour. Especially Mansour. I think Cunningham's at least proved it with the Fury fight. And before that he fought Adamek, and I think he won. He beat Adamek. But again, Adamek's a small guy as well, so I think he had the advantages there. I just think they're both just off the fringes to me.
Yeah, I think they're both on the fringes, but I think everyone's got questions to answer. Yeah. And right now, before they get pushed up into the top 5 of the division, clear out the bottom half of the top 10. Let those guys kind of mix it up and take it out. Because you took good thing to mention Adamek. Adamek lost last night to Glaskov.
He did.
And that kind of takes away from Adamek. Look at Adamek's a tough guy. Yeah. He's a tough guy as well, but he's a smaller guy as well. So maybe you're looking at, whereas the Cunningham fight with Adamek before he won is again him being matched well with a smaller guy.
One thing we're definitely seeing, though, more than anything, and everyone's got to be happy about this, we're finally getting to see heavyweights fight heavyweights. Names fight names. Obviously, Malik Scott and Deontay Wilder was surprised for everyone that getting, but that's kind of already pushed Malik Scott away now. Deontay Wilder now is up there. It's almost like a little competition within competitions. I don't think everyone should just get Vladimir like they used to. No. I think you should work for him, and I think finally we're getting guys fighting each other. And eventually, I think someone's going to work for him and fight him in the summer.
You mentioned Vladimir, we'll talk about Vladimir in a second. But I think, like say with Malik Scott, I think Adamek is now coming to the end of the top 10 run. I think he hasn't really beaten the top 10 or won an impressive performance since, mostly before the Vitali fight.
Yeah, and even before
since the Ariola fight last time, he had a solid
performance. That's a shot. That's a very good,
yeah. So talking about Klitschko's, Vladimir's fighting the Australian guy, Leapai.
Can't pronounce his name.
And again...
Sorry, Leapai. Can't pronounce your name. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not entirely sure.
Again, I'm not sure what to say about this fight.
David Tua's brother. He is.
Vladimir has got a long title run. He's got the title and he's got everything going for him. But his last 2 fights have been last 3 fights, the Povetkin fight and the other guy he fought.
I'll give Povetkin. You know this. The other guy he fought with. Povetkin ain't no bum. He was unbeaten. He's an Olympian. It was in Russia. It was for stupid money. It was a decent loss.
Povetkin deserved the shot.
Yes,
he deserved the shot, but the performance Vladimir put out was not very nice. It reminded me of his fight with Maxim Garden against Sultan Ibragimov. Yeah. The punching the jab down, the hugging, the pushing, the wrestling. I mean,
see, to me, there's no coincidence. Look, I'm not gonna. But there's no coincidence that his performances have started weighing since Manny Stewart passed away. Yeah. I feel like there's Manny Stewart in his corner, and who's his trainer again? I forgot.
Sugar Hill, Javon Sugar Hill, the nephew.
Yeah, see, there's me. Since Manny Stewart has gone, I feel like his performances. Manny Stewart will kick him up the arse and say, "Look, you're not doing it." You watch the fights against I can't remember the names now, but you watch the fights where Manny Stewart really does get into him and say, "Look, you're looking awful. You need to up the game. You need to up the ante." And he normally goes out and does it. I feel like the people that are training him now, he's the boss. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like it's not working.
Vladimir, please don't slap me if you ever see me. But you look like Emmanuel that you want to cry. Because Emmanuel just shouts at you and tells you, and you're like, I'm sorry, I'm trying. And it's like, you're trying, but you go out and you do it. Now that drive is gone, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, I think the drive is gone because of the level of competition as well. Let's be honest, I mean, right now, there isn't such a number 1 guy out there right now to fight him. A lot of people have been shouting out his name, but there's no one out there that right now we want to say, I want to see that guy fight. There's a few others, like Deontay Wilder's definitely in the mix now after what he did yesterday, but I still think he needs a few more fights. So does Tyson Fury for me. So does even a Derek Chisora if he wants to come in. Even a Stavern, even Ariola. They all need about 2 or 3 more fights to really, really deserve the chance.
Again, Stavern Ariola's coming up in a few months' time. That, I think, makes a legit number 1 contender, but I don't see none of them going to fight Vladimir.
This is it, you know what I mean? I mean, right now, I don't know who you put him with Vladimir. I mean, this is the problem. So, when Vladimir's fighting bums, no disrespect to Lepi like he is, who else is there to fight? Why take a risky fight when you can, earn decent money like Vladimir does, taking easy little fights? You can't blame him. He's had Vladimir's now, a 60 fight deep record, Why take the tough fights when these guys are really not showing what they need to show?
So let's put it together now. The heavyweight division is definitely on the rise, heavyweight division. It's definitely showing some more substance out there, more fights to come. There's other people we haven't mentioned in this video. You all know who they are, the other contenders out there. But what rankings do you have right now for heavyweights? As it's improving, as we're getting the fights right now, what would you say is the top 5 heavyweights right now?
See, for me, I don't think that's clear until after these little level of fights that we're going to have right now. I think after we have these little level of fights, and then I think we get a clear picture. So I think just before summer, there's even a Chisora talking about Pulev. There's fights out there now. So once we get these level of fights, I think up until about May, June, I think we'll have definitely a top 5. For right now, for me, there's guys knocking on the door, but I don't think anyone's right now cemented their top 5 status right now.
I tell you what, if Chisora does fight Pulev before the Tyson Fury fight, I'll be clapping my hands to you.
Chisora fights anyone.
I'll be thinking that's
one thing about
Derek
Chisora, and this is not a Derek Chisora video, but when you look at his last 6 or 7 fights, I mean, look, Deontay Wilder fought Malik Scott on the back of what he saw Chisora do. Let's have it right. Do you know what I mean? Chisora fights anybody. But that's, guys, look, what do you think? This is a heavyweight video. Are we finally, after years in the wilderness, getting to see real good heavyweight prospects? And Deontay Wilder showed enough to say, look, he's ready for the challenge. I mean, should it be the winner of Stavern Ariola? And we've got Cunningham coming up. Is he too small for the heavyweight division? Can he do something? Guys, let us know what you think. Leave your comments below. Are there finally new blood in the heavyweight division? Can you name your top 5? Email us at
BoxTalk@hotmail.co.uk.
And guys, thanks for tuning in for another special heavyweight edition of BoxTalk.